What's up, everybody? Better lighting. That's because I've been up all night. So, getting the good daylight lighting shit going on here. Um, so yeah, I kind of lost the second part of my Star Wars RPG experience video when I was trimming it. I haven't quite figured it a proper way of doing it yet, so yeah, I lost that part of the video. Um, and so, yeah, just now getting around to finishing it up because I had a busy weekend. But yeah, I lost the second part of the video. Doesn't really matter too much. I was almost wrapping it up anyway. So this video is essentially the wrap up talking about my experience with the first game of ours. I'll probably go into the actual game itself probably later on, um, as far as details go. But yeah, basically, let's see, where did I leave off? Yeah, David's character is like the lizard guy, like Bosk is, and he was kind of like this ex Jedi apprentice, and that's how he was going to introduce his character, and like a former soldier character turned bounty hunter type person. So very much like Bosk, except with the Force, right? And we're hunting him down because there are a bunch of assassins and shit hunting anybody who could possibly be a Jedi down. And eventually it takes us into like hut space, and we meet a bunch of huts. We met first we meet a hut named Oto. Oto. And Oto is like this really extravagant fucking like hut that like has body paint on him and shit, and like weird, like slave girls of all different types of species around him, and he's very flamboyant, right? And he says that he sold David's character's services to Jabba because we got to get Jabba the Hutt in here, right? And of course, we go to Jabba, and Jabba supplies us with this favor, basically, that we can do for him in order to get the whereabouts of his particular bounty hunter. And of course, it's a trap. And then we also get this scene where he throws some person into the Rancor pit, so we can get a scene with the Rancor in it. Right, not one of our characters, but somebody who like owed him a bunch of money and tried to skip out or whatever, right? And he brings him in the middle of our chat and throws him in, and then he just keeps chatting with us while the Rancor is like down there just fucking eating this dude. And so he's like, yeah, you know what, if you do a favor for me, and of course I'm not, really doing it in the Jabba the Hutt tone of voice, because it's realistically what it is Jabba going ho ho ho, Uba Wonka Nawa, all that shit, and then like he's got a translator next to him saying what he's saying, right? And basically he's like, yeah, one of my friends has kind of fallen ill with the Empire after working with them for so long, and kind of needs to get a little bailout. So you help free this friend of mine that I have from this prison that's also on this planet, and it's also on Tatooine, and I'll tell you where he is. Favor for a favor, And he's like, this friend of mine's name is Tiny. And of course, it's not his real name, but I guess it doesn't matter. He wasn't about to disclose the information anyways. So, we do this favor, and there's a moment where it leads to, like, we get in trouble with, like, Mandalorians who are also on the planet. Um, there's this, like, moment where, because we're trying to explore other avenues through, like, contacts and friends that David's character might be associated with, and that gets us in trouble with one of his Mandalorian friends. And he's got like 8 other Mandalorian friends in the area that he calls secretly for help. And there's this moment where we've got to sneak out of this fucking house, and who was it? James was with us at the time. James is another friend that we like to DM, that we like to play games with, and who every now and then DMs for us. And he was playing the HK-51 droid because he's like, you have this as an NPC? And I was like, I'll play with that character. Saves me from having to make one of my own. Terry's like, all right, here you go. And there's this awesome moment where Terry like tricks all the Mandalorians into thinking that their one Mandalorian friend is currently like busy with like tattooing prostitutes and shit, and we've all got to dress up in like shawls and shit to kind of escape and pull one over on the guards and shit. And it's a real goofy moment that's ended very abruptly when our HK-51 droid Cross tricks them all into coming into the house right before he fucking, like, he pulls this fucking gas main on this thing, because he asked Terry, he's like, is there, like, an equivalent of, like, an oven or something in here? Like, something that runs on some sort of, gas, some sort of, flammable gas substance that the people of Tatooine use? And he's like, oh, I'm not too sure, but yeah, I'd assume so. And he's like, all right, well, I pull that. And they all walk in, and they turn back after one of the Mandalorians is like, wait, where's the HK-51 droid? Because the HK-51 droid just starts walking out of the house after we've already like left and we're heading down the street. Our goofy little moment. And he just walks out of the house while the Mandalorians walk in. And you're like, wait, where's the HK-51 droid? And they turn around long enough for him to shoot a blaster into the front door of the house, and the whole thing just explodes in this like fucking Terminator moment, He essentially kills like 9 people in front of us, and we're like, holy shit! It's just this gigantic Terminator moment. Psychopathic fucking robot. It's really awesome. Huge explosion, right? Something straight out of a goddamn action movie. Anyways, we come to find out that Tiny is actually when we go to bust him out, because we're not getting anywhere with any of his other contacts, so we decide, let's take this fucking job offer up from Jabba. And we find out that Tiny is actually a goddamn, like, buff as shit hut that, like, has spider legs, like robotic spider legs attached to the bottom half of him so he can walk around. And we free him and shit, and he's playing the part real well and shit. And he's like, we've got to get, my stuff from their lockbox, the place where they lock all their stuff up, because I've got really important information, that's a central key to taking down the Empire and shit. And like, for some reason he knows how to speak English as well as Hut. I don't know how, I don't know why. It doesn't matter, whatever. Right? He knows